Good morning, my dear respectable and responsible fellow citizens of the Republic of Sierra Leone. This is our sister once again, Sister Rugi from London, the CEO and founder of the Advocates for Good Governance Sierra Leone. We're a registered organization based in Sierra Leone. The date today, now the 4th December 2021. I want to send out this message today on behalf of the Advocates for Good Governance Sierra Leone regarding power comes and goes, and waiting for look for let you go able for they in a better position for cast your vote for a responsible candidate. Because as we all know, 2021 now in the done so, we can start 2022. So if you be say the general election they take place 2023, then obviously June time we for able for they in a better position on behalf of this organization for concentrate on the election aspect for the sensitized people, them voters, them, and among the youth, them in the Republic of Sierra Leone. For letting them able for cast their votes for somebody else who merits the mantle of leadership. But before I go on for continue to explore and or discuss about this topic, I want for use the opportunity once more for apologize to the people when they get messages from the Advocates for Good Governance Sierra Leone, more especially for me directly, as I'm very extremely busy because the job where I do, they permit me, they give me sufficient time for allowed to interact with the social media effectively as previously. But I go try for do my best where are they off for law I go able for continue for serve the people of Sierra Leone through this organization. I also want to appreciate and or recognize the efforts of the advocates, them whether on the social media, where they advocate for a reason, where they advocate for a cause, where particularly puts the interests of the Republic of Sierra Leone, where they advocate for the development and or progression of Sierra Leone. I want to say thank you to all of Una, and we appreciate Una and recognize Una efforts so very much. So again, I've been on talk about this this message where I can give out. I've been on address that previously, but I see the need for talk about it. Perhaps it will be a little bit premature, but if the election will get for take place in 2023 general election, then obviously you and I go there in a better position for appreciate the fact say around June area we go able to focus on election messages in this regard. So if now that's be the case once more, I want to remind you and myself, including all the youth in the Republic of Sierra Leone, waiting for look for cast your votes and for ask rhetorical questions, particularly for the youth them as time they go on, as a result of the general election. So power comes and goes, as I've been on to discuss that previously. When you get the mantle of leadership, you therefore be extremely very careful how you deal with the mantle of leadership. Because at that time, you're in a very critical position. When I talk about critical position, not in a sense that you health-wise, they're in a critical position where it requires you forget ventilator machine. Not like that. But I mean say, if you don't know how you deal with the mantle of leadership effectively towards the benefits and the interests of the nation, then obviously your leadership done it at a critical position. Now that's So whenever you get the mantle of leadership in the Republic of Sierra Leone, whether you're not president, you're not ministers, whatever position where you hold on to, where requires you for serve the people of the Republic of Sierra Leone, do them genuinely, sincerely, and to the best of your conscience and ability. Right, so now I want to ask rhetorical questions. But before I ask the rhetorical questions as a result of the general election and the suitable candidates and responsible people, them we particularly where we go on for them represent the country, where we go on for them leaders, where we go on for them governors, we go therefore look for responsible people. What I mean by responsible people? The behavior of people publicly in the streets or in public. They particularly give us convenient definition for define that person there as to whether or not the person is responsible or irresponsible leader. If we give power to irresponsible leader, obviously then they represent us in a very irresponsible manner. Again, make I repeat. Whenever we conveniently and consciously give power to irresponsible leaders, them for leaders, obviously their behavior wise. Everything what they do, it reflects that they are irresponsible people. So we got to be very, very, very careful whenever we hand over power to people in the Republic of Sierra Leone. What we want for let them be with ministers. What we want for let it be with president. When we want for let it represent us in the Republic of Sierra Leone. So now waiting for look for a candidate. We go tell you say this person is responsible. It gets what it takes for under the mantle of leadership in the Republic of Sierra Leone successfully, safely, and for the interest of our citizens and our nation, the Republic of Sierra Leone. Look at what the candidates come to you for. What you want for come tell you. Which position where the candidates they fight for? Is this presidential position or any other position? Look at the candidates in position where they particularly they try for gain or where they try for convince you heart and or you mind for let you vote for them. Beyond waiting the candidates they can tell you, look for the experience. The candidates, the presidential candidates or whoever comes your way, they can ask for your vote. The person get the experience. Look for experience. Experience is very, very important when you want for govern people, when you want for lead a government. If you not get the experiences, you not get the skills, you not get the knowledge, you not get what it takes to lay the mantle, to handle the mantle of leadership, you not get what it takes to govern the government. Trust me. And no matter the one the way surround you, your government will become failure once again. So now we look for the experiences. The candidates in experience, in skills, in knowledge, and what it takes beyond the information and beyond the manifesto that they present to us. Look beyond the manifesto. Look beyond the information. Examine the manifesto critically. Examine the information that they can present to us critically. Look beyond the presentation of the messages. For let it be able to put we all in a better position for make a correct decision. Once again, what do you want for your country? What changes what you want to see for your own country? What do you actually want to see for the nation? What you want to see in the Republic of Sierra Leone? What changes what you want to see? What's development what you want to see? Look at the development, the changes, what you want to see in your country, and look at the candidates who come talk to you, for come present in manifesto. That candidate, they get all it takes for make the changes, the developments where you, as a voter, they look forward to. Examine that critically as well. And ask further questions beyond the information when they present to us. Again, what do you want for seeing in the country, the states, the nation, the community, and the people? What do you want for see? What do you particularly think of a good leadership qualities? Look at the leader, the candidates in qualities them what he gets. What qualities them? Look for in characteristic. In character, examine in character. Now possible responsible, now possible irresponsible, now possible we get all it takes for safely and effectively govern a government. Now person where gets the sense, where get the initiative for put things them in place, for put development in place. You get the initiative, you get what it takes for do that, you get the good planning for do that. Let us look at all of these ones, because these ones are questions the way what they ask. Now person where they take responsibility of in failure. Now, possibly they take responsibility of the mistakes them, or now possibly ready for point fingers to others whenever things are going wrong. We get to examine ourselves critically and consciously and carefully whenever we want for votes for a presidential candidate or whoever comes our way where requires our vote. We get to ask ourselves more and more questions them. Again, further that and beyond the information that they give you. If let's assume say somebody else can bribe you, it can bribe you. It can give like 5 million leons or 10 million leons or 10 bags of rice or hundreds and thousands of polo. He say, okay, you vote for me. But before you they take that money, Dave, and decide for go vote for that individual, they ask yourself questions. If you go vote for a candidate, will not get nothing what it takes to contribute. And not get nothing what it takes to effectively manage a government. And not get nothing what it takes to govern a government. And not get nothing what it takes for development. And not get no initiative. And not get no innovation. Nothing beyond that. but he can't give that money, the 10 million loans for vote for him. You go vote for him for 10 million loans, knowing that when he come, he not go able for offer, he not go able for deliver, he not go able for do anything. That 10 million loans we can give you, he go able for sustain you for the next 5 years. That 10 million loans we can give you, he go able for sustain your family then for the next 5 years. That 10 million or 10 bags of rice or 100 polos the way he can give you, he go able for resolve your problems for the next 5 years. The moment you not manage your vote properly, because when the time comes to vote, now we the managers, the power don't come back, now we answer them. Then they look to us, we the voters them. Then they come to us, we the voters them. Now we get for manage we vote, manage your vote wisely, effectively, and sensibly. If you not do that, you go vote for someone else. We'll not get nothing what it takes to take the country further. Trust me, you go complain, and nobody no go there for resolve the complaint. Nobody no go there for listen to you. Nobody no go there for stand for your interests, but to stand for their own interests. So when you want to vote for a candidate, think wisely, manage yourself wisely, manage your votes, think beyond thinking, ask questions, and we go continue for disseminate messages when election time come closer. We will continue for stand up for the youth them, for give them the messages, give them clear information what they need, for help them make a better and or wise decision when it comes to manage their own votes effectively in the Republic of Sierra Leone. Think and think wisely before you vote. We will continue for give out messages when the general election come near, and we will continue for represent the youth in the Republic of Sierra Leone, for make sure we sensitize them, we give them the information what they need, so that nobody no go for give them 1 million, 50 million loans, or 100,000, or 5 million loans, thinking that money they go sustain you for the next 5 years when you cast your vote to somebody else where not get anything what it takes to run an effective government. May God bless the Republic of Sierra Leone, and God bless the advocates for good governance, Sierra Leone. Sister Rugi.